even if we're feeling bad, doesn't mean that life's bad. It really brings my heart back to the truth. Just make yourself some brownies. It's gonna be good. Hello peeps, welcome back, or welcome to the channel. Honestly, I'm starting to think that I should just like have these episodes almost like little video podcast episodes, because it's kind of what they are. Like, I just chat about different topics. Also, I'm just looking at my plant and I think I'm killing it by putting it in the sun. Wait. So today I just wanted to go through some peaceful habits and things that kind of just make my life more peaceful, and I guess just alleviate like anxieties in life, and really have just helped me with like my mental health and just living in a more peaceful state. Ultimately, like, there is a peace beyond all understanding that comes from God, but these are just some things that I find really nice to just do and incorporate into my life. There's like a very big variety. They're all pretty random and in a random order. I've just written them down as I've thought of them over time. I started this list like ages ago, and then I found it on my phone and I was like, oh, I should actually do this. So I'm just going to go through them and maybe chat a little bit about some of them and go in a little bit more in depth, but yeah, we'll see. Okay, peaceful habits. Number 1 is drinking plenty of water. If I'm feeling like on edge and just like stressed, just feels good like just to drink water. And actually, when I had pneumonia, because my heart rate was like crazy high, they actually gave me like a jug of water and said just drink all of this because it's going to lower your heart rate. So I think scientifically, I haven't actually googled this or looked it up properly, but pretty sure it lowers your heart rate. Number 2 is spending time in nature, whether that's like going for a run or a walk, or even just going out somewhere, having a little picnic out in nature. I always feel way more grounded when I'm out in nature, just in God's creation, just because I think like I'm God's creation, nature is God's creation, so it just feels good to be out there. Number 3 is doing a workout or stretching. Always feels good to just get your body moving. Your body will actually release, it's either serotonin or endorphins, I can't remember which one's which, but when you like get your heart rate up or like get your body moving, it actually releases these things in your body that actually like makes you feel better. I'm just going to stop numbering them because I'm going to get to the point where I forget what number I'm up to. Not doing anything while eating, like literally just sitting and focusing on the food and chewing and just eating. You're going to digest your food better, I believe, if you're not doing something while eating. I barely ever follow this. The only time, like if I'm by myself eating, I'm always reading a book on my phone or just watching a YouTube video or something. So I don't follow this that well, but it does feel nice to just eat. The next one is deleting a social media app. I've done this like different times just because I find like literally Instagram, I have problems with Instagram. I deleted it for a while, and when I went back on, the moment I went back on there, I just felt anxious, like just stressed out. Mostly it's when I get onto the reels and I get like stuck on there and I'm like, it's just not good, because it just makes you feel so unproductive and purposeless, like just scrolling. So deleting a social media app doesn't have to be Instagram, but it could be YouTube or Facebook, or it could be Snapchat or TikTok or whatever you have. But I find that that's good, even just to do for like a week, or it could be 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a few months, a year, any length of time really. But I have never regretted deleting an app for a while. Like, I don't delete my account, I just delete it off my phone so I can't go on there. And then when I feel like I'm ready, I get it back. And currently I just have like really strict timers on Instagram, like 10 minutes, because then I can't get distracted because I don't have time to. Right, the next one is tidying / cleaning something or a space. When a space is clean, my mind automatically feels more like clear. It just feels good to make things clear and clean and make spaces more relaxing to be in. Because if my room is a disaster and my brain's a disaster, I'm just a disaster. At the moment, it's not that great. So I should follow my own advice. Okay, next one, like making space in the day to be still. Like just making a time where you can just sit and relax, even if it's just for like 2 minutes or 5 minutes. Like going into the quiet place with the Lord and just being still with Him really helps me to like recenter my focus and kind of get rid of some of the lies that I'm thinking throughout the day. And yeah, it's just nice to be able to stop and stand still for a bit. Hugs / support from others. I love hugs so much. If I'm like feeling bad, I'll just go and find someone and be like, I need a hug. Like if I'm with my friends, just hugs for my friends. The moment I'm always usually with my boyfriend, so I get plenty of hugs, so that's nice. It's easy to isolate myself when I'm feeling bad and to just feel bad by myself, but it is so much more healthy to have someone else on board with where you're at. So I really suggest just telling someone what you're going through, like just a trusted person, and asking for help when you need it. Next one is praying with God, just going into some communion with the Lord and talking with Him. Sorry, I'm hearing noises. Prayer is a super cool way to just slow down to the Lord's pace, listen for His still and quiet voice, tell Him about how you're feeling, just honestly tell Him how much your day is hard, or if you're having anything that you're struggling with. He's always there to listen, and I think it's a good way to kind of be reminded that we're not alone, that the Lord is always there for us, and with Him we can do all things through Christ who gives us strength. Worshipping God is the next one, sort of in the same-ish category. I love music, obviously, so this is super nice for me to just like put on some worship music and just worship the Lord. It really brings my heart back to the truth and what I should be believing. In the past, I'd have to drive to work. Now I just walk there because it's like literally so close. But I used to drive to work. It'd be like a 15-20 minute drive, and I'd always just put my worship music on and just have time with the Lord in the morning. And that was such a special time for me to just pray and be with God. And yeah, I remember that was sort of my coping mechanism for a bit of just how I dealt with how stressed I sometimes was. Doing stuff like with your hands, like doing practical things like baking or like gardening or sewing or playing music. Baking I specifically find so relaxing, or like cooking, because you're just like chopping things or like mixing something and you're making something that's productive, so that means that you're not going to start stressing out that you're like wasting time, because that's what I do. And also if you like make a good treat, like that's a bonus, then you can eat good food. If you're feeling bad, just make yourself some brownies, it's gonna be good. The next one is like sort of like pampering, but like I don't really want to call it self-care. Sometimes it's good to just treat yourself and be kind to yourself. Well, it's always good to be kind to yourself, but it's sometimes just nice to give yourself a little bit of extra treat, even if that's like watching a movie because you're just feeling bad and you can, and sometimes that's what you need. Sometimes that doesn't help, but at times I think it does. I've thought of one as another thing as I've been going through these, and that is just like listing off gratefulnesses, that's not a word, like thankful things you're thankful for, and just list like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, I don't know, you could list a lot of things. It's good to be reminded of all that we have so that we can stop stressing about things we don't have or things we need or this other thing that's going on. Like, it's good to remember just all that the Lord has blessed us with, and that is actually enough. Yeah, it's a good way to get into more of a positive mindset, to just list those things that we're thankful for. And the last thing I want to talk about is, very briefly, I'm probably going to do another video on this whole separate discussion, but like mental stamina has really led to a more peaceful life. And what I like mean by like mental stamina is really sometimes I'm feeling like super anxious, and it's so easy to just like let ourselves like spiral down into that anxiousness and to feed it with our thoughts. But really, I've learned that I just need to control my thoughts, remind myself they're not actually true, and sometimes you just have to move on with your day and not wallow in the self-pity of what's going on or the anxiousness, and just not let yourself spiral, and having that sort of stamina to be like, no, I'm actually okay, I can carry on, I'm fine, and almost be a little bit more hard on yourself. Even if we're feeling bad doesn't mean that life's bad. Anyway, those were some things that just helped me in life and just lead me to be a bit more peaceful. That's everything really for this video. Don't want to drag it out too long. Hope you have enjoyed this. Hopefully it's been helpful in some way, has blessed someone. And yeah, hopefully I'll do another video on mental stamina and like what I mean by that, and just my sort of like how I've learned through that and what God's taught me through it, because I'm actually becoming quite passionate about it because it's really changed my life, really. So we'll see how I go with planning that video. But yeah, that's everything for today. I'm so glad if you've made it this far. Congrats. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day, guys. Bye. Oh my